This is me with my two beautiful daughters, Bonnie and Emma. As three women, we share many gifts. Our lives should have been rich, rewarding and happy, yet we created nothing but pain and despair. Something inside each of us was broken. Come with us on our journey as we learn how to heal and become whole.
I was doing a tabletop dance for a couple of guys and their mates sat down, and I just went up to him and I said, "Hi sweetie, it's $10 to sit down at the table for a show." And he looked me up and down and he goes, "I wouldn't pay 5 cents to see you." And I just very quietly leant over and said, "Then why don't you get yourself away from the table before I stick my stiletto so far up your ass you get brain damage."
I've suffered from anxiety attacks on and off since I was 7 years old. Sometimes I manage to cope with them okay, but other times I've struggled just to stay alive.
To fully understand how I'd inflicted so much emotional pain on my children, I had to look at the enormous dysfunction of the home I grew up in, which was ruled by my tyrannical, alcoholic father. You asked me before if I thought you looked like a tired old junkie, were they the words? Haggard old junkie. But I'm interested to know what it is that provoked that question in you.
Just when you were showing me what we'd recorded earlier, I just thought, God, I sound like such an Australian. You know, bad Aussie bogan junkie. Just never what I wanted to be.
As a teenager, Emma constantly battled depression. In 1988, she made 2 serious suicide attempts.
So I've had to go back to my psychologist, which is okay. I mean, I haven't been for a couple of years, which is pretty good. And it's still, as far as we can see, all about Emma, because it's in my throat again, and it's about death, and it's about still fear of dying, which is because I really did think that I was going to die when I was young.
Lost inside my head.
I enjoy the power I have over the men. Really, I mean, how stupid are they? Come in, get frustrated, crack a fat, excuse the expression, but half the time they do. You know, they sit there and go, "Oh, can't get up yet." And they can't touch you. I mean, what's that all about? Why do it to yourself?
This year saw the final and painful end to my 20-year marriage. That's when the memories started to surface. Perhaps I had to be broken before they could dislodge themselves from the deep recesses of my subconscious mind. I believe that my father was one of many, oh, fuck off. I just can't stand this. Now everything fell into place. The early unplanned pregnancy, the years of drug and alcohol abuse, the fits of rage and tears, the profound insecurity that led to debilitating bouts of paranoia, the terror of being alone, especially at night, the spinning blindly from one man to another, from one country to another, always looking but never finding. I was incapable of having loving, trusting relationships with men because I was betrayed as a child by the one man who was meant to protect me.
Well, I've just had a session with someone I work with about being prompted by my mum's discoveries that she was molested by her dad. I just wanted to check it out because I was left with him alone a lot, and I have in the past perhaps had issues with sex.
I've caused enough trouble. I really have. I've caused enough trouble being
a heroin addict, an amphetamine addict, just putting the family through hell and being selfish and self-absorbed and all of that sort of shit. And I do not want to cause any more problems for the family. I don't want to cause any more trouble. I don't want people to think that I'm making things up, and I don't want people to think that I'm just bad news, you know what I mean? That wherever I go, I just cause problems.
So it's paramount that people respect their experiences and seek help to make sense of them and process them. Otherwise, what happens is, in it not leaving you and just being tucked away, it gets acted out in different ways in your life in the future, in the way that you relate to other people, or manifests in more maladaptive behaviours through addictions and destructive behaviour, whether it's inflicting harm to yourself or inflicting harm to others.
Hi everyone. Is that good?
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe I just heard his heartbeat.
So you know it's certainly alive.
That's fantastic. I can't believe I didn't think that I'd be so choked up about that. That's fantastic. Thank you so much.
I've been up all night with Emma because Trevor, her partner, killed himself yesterday. He gassed himself in their car, in their driveway. Oh God, she found him and sitting there with his eyes open. Oh God.
So goodbye. Godspeed. You have my heart with you.
We went back with her, took her back to the house there, and she needed to do some things I knew she was going to use, you know. I felt very freaked out about that because of the baby and everything. Yeah. At the same moment as all that's happening, my phone rings and I pick it up and it's a woman from the hospital to tell me that possibly something wrong with the baby.
What about your drug addiction?
What about my drug addiction? I'm not saying that I'm going to be a perfect mother, because no one ever is. There's always things that you do that, you know, it's trial and error.
I worry, I can't help that, about Emma and what she's going to be like as a parent. I feel that she's repeating a really bad pattern in our family of parents who have addictions bringing children into the world.
And I can't even comfort her, it's just... it feels so shocking. Life for her is such a painful struggle. If she's dead, she won't feel it anymore. Then at least it would be over.
I was pottering around my kitchen when I felt a gush of warm water down my legs. At first I didn't know what was going on. My body had committed the ultimate betrayal. It was too soon, my baby was too small, and I was alone.
Amazing, darling, that's your babe. I understand now that patterns are repeated unconsciously in families over generations, and that no matter what hurts and injustices we may have suffered ourselves as children as a result of those patterns, we should get the help we need to become whole, so we don't repeat the patterns of our own abuse and emotional neglect with the children in our care. I guess in the end everything's a choice, and we need to be aware of that and decide how it is we really want to be in this world as adults.